all of our angle stuff. Chapter 3 notes, let's see. So these lines aren't parallel, but we can name corresponding parts. What angles correspond to each other? For number 11, there are 4 pairs. Angle 1 corresponds to angle 5. 2 corresponds to 6. Make sure you're putting your angle notation. 3 corresponds to 7. And 4 corresponds to 8. Thank you.
I found the nose packets to help with these sort of questions.
That's why I helped. That's why I had you guys wanted to pass all your notes packets back to you. Alternate interiors for number 12. There's 2 pairs, 3 and 6. 3 and 6, 5 and 4. Number 13, alternate exteriors, 1 and 8.
7 and 2.
7 and 2. Make sure your angle notations are looking good there. Consecutive interiors. Consecutive, well, this came up in chapter 7 too. Same side, 3 and 5. And 4 and 6. Now, number 7, we have parallel lines. So in number 7, to find the value of x, I know that these alternate interiors are going to be equal to each other. 2x equals 128. When you divide both sides by 2, x is 64. In number 8, those guys are consecutive interiors. And from your notes packet, you would have gone in and found that consecutive interiors add to 180. Oh boy, I think. Yeah? Yeah. 72 plus 24. I got 96 plus 7x is 180. If I take 96 away from both sides, what am I going to be at? 84. And I think, so take away 96, I get down to 84. Divide by 7, 12?
Yeah, you're right.
Cool. Subtracted 96, 7x is 84. Now, in number 9, the first thing I would do is assume, and this is, I don't like how they do this sometimes on problems. I try to stay away from that on your final exam, actually. The fact that they have a 5 here means that they're naming this angle 5. Angle 5 would be 65 degrees. Angle 5 would be 65 degrees. So knowing that angle 5 is 65 degrees, because it corresponds to the other 65, these 2 guys lie in a line. So the only way to solve for x is if you say, all right, so for number 9, we got to go 65 plus 11x minus 17 is 180. And I would do 65 minus 17 on the left first. 11x plus 48 is 180. I'm going to take 48 away from both sides.
11x equals 132.
11x equals 132. And when I divide by 11, I think x is 12 in this problem too.
Yep.
So that's that group.
What was 7?
64. I'm going to go on in just a second. I see some people working. Back page? Okay. Going on to the back page. Oh, yeah. You guys, you're going to need, if you need to, get up and get a piece of line paper because this is huge. This stuff is huge. I really think, and if actually somebody would drop me a couple pieces of line paper up here, I would appreciate it. So a couple of things. First of all, I want you guys to remember that we have point slope form. It's under the colored pencils box. So we've got y equals mx plus b. If we know the slope and y-intercept, we can write it in this form. The other form that we have that we can use is point slope form. In point slope form, I would be writing this on here. Point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So this would be a given y value. This would be your slope, and this would be a given x value. This is probably the trickiest part, and it all goes back to Algebra 1. Because I remember you guys needed some work on this, and I'll tell you right now, videos on section 3.5 are still open on my YouTube page. And it says this is from section 3.5. If this is a part that gave you a headache, I'd be going back through my YouTube page and find anything related to that section 3.5 so you can practice. Now the first, exercise 13 to 16, parallel. Yep, parallel lines have the same slope. Now, if that's the case, in number 13, I'm getting, okay, I have the point 0, -1. Well, you know what? That's an x1, y1. And the line that it has to be parallel to is y equals -2x plus 3. So it's got to go through this point, and what slope does it have to have? It's got to be the same as this one. So then I see this in this form. I'm going to actually go use point slope form. So y minus y1 is -1, so that's y minus -1. Y minus y1 equals -2 times the quantity x minus 0. That's going to turn into y plus 1 equals -2x. You could leave it there, or if you want, put it into slope-intercept form, -2x minus 1. Same slope. This one's y-intercept is -1. This one's y-intercept is 3. Number 14. I'm going to leave this here for a second. The point it has to go through is 3 1/8. The equation of the line they give us is y equals 1/5 times the quantity x plus 4. Now, I'm just rewriting what I see on the page. It's going to be similar to what we did on this last one. I'm trying to keep my video going too.
Good afternoon, South Lake. All LINK students that are involved with Cookies and Cram today for the 9th graders, please report to the cafeteria. Once again, all of the LINK leaders that are involved in the Cookies and Cram session today after school,
Parallel
please
to?
report to the cafeteria. Thank you.
This is an x1, y1. Since it's parallel to, it's going to have a slope of 1/5. Y minus 8 is going to be equal to 1/5 times x minus 3. And honestly, you could stop right there if you wanted to. And I'm going to leave it right there so I can move on quickly. 15. Point it's got to go through is -2, 6. And it's got to be parallel to x equals -5. So what kind of an equation does it have to be if it's going to be parallel to x equals -5? This is a vertical line. It's got to be a vertical line. It's got to be a vertical line that goes through this point. What's my x equal to for that point? That's your equation. Vertical lines are x equals. So if it has to be parallel to, it's just got to be whatever the x is equal to. 16. Oh man, I am killing me. Are you leaving for the day? Pause.